Okay, I almost forgot, but here's the video of the definition of the function of the square root function. So remember, you plug it into f of x plus h minus the original f of x all over h. So that's what I did here. Where that x is for this first part, I plug in a parentheses x plus h. So instead of x, I have in parentheses x plus h, subtract 4 all under the radical. Then I'm going to subtract the original, which is radical 4x subtract 4 over h. Now look, in the numerator there are radicals, so we have to multiply by the conjugate. And the conjugate is, when I do the distributive, that's 4x and 4h. So 4x plus 4h minus 4 plus the 4x minus 4. You're going to write the same thing down here. 4x plus 4h minus 4 all over, and then under the other radical, 4x minus 4. And that's also a plus sign. You don't do anything with that. But because the numerator, those are conjugates, multiply the first times the first, and the radical sign goes away. Multiply the second times the second, and the radical sign goes away. So what you're left with is 4x plus 4h subtract 4 minus the second set. When you multiply those two radicals, it just leaves 4x subtract 4. Well, there's a positive 4x, and that's subtract a 4x. There's a negative 4. Well, subtract a negative is add a 4. So the 4's cancel, leaving positive 4h leaving 4h over that radical, which is the 4x plus 4h subtract 4, 4x minus 4. And then the h's cancel. And at this point right here, when we've done all of this, originally I said well, you do sometimes. Sometimes you have to do a second time of multiplying by the conjugate. But you've got to first use direct substitution first to try it. So remember, as h approaches 0, so we're going to plug 0 in for h. Well, 4 times 0 is 0, leaving square root of 4x minus 4. Well, there's another 4x minus 4. There ends up being 2 of those. A radical 4x minus 4 plus radical 4x minus 4, the plus sign between. That means that there's 2 of them. So you can add them together. And then 4 divided 2 is 2. And then what do these two, the 4x subtract 4, have in common? They have a 4. And so on the outside of the parentheses, I'm going to factor out a 4, leaving, when you divide each of those by 4, that leaves x minus 1. Well, what's the square root of 4? 2. And now the 2's cancel to 1. And then the very last step, you just tell me dy dx, so the derivative is equal to 1 over radical x subtract 1. Yeah, that's it.